Good morning, and welcome to your morning cereal.
Okay, good morning and welcome to Wednesday. And congrats, you've made it to the halfway point of the work week or the school week. And to celebrate that huge accomplishment, it's National Happy Hour Day. You know, that golden hour when the world agrees that for 1 or maybe 2 hours, we're just all going to agree to be happy with our favorite reduced price cocktails and forget that we have to do it all over again tomorrow. Well, whether your version of happy hour involves a cold beer, a mocktail, or just 5 minutes of peace in your car before you head home, today is about taking a moment to toast life's small victories. So cheers to that. And speaking of savoring the moment, here's a thought from a guy who provided us with some entertaining moments. Ryan Gosling once said, quote, "Sometimes you have to be a little crazy to stay sane." End quote. Now, that's well said, Ryan. And in a world that can be a little bit crazy at times, allowing a place for that craziness often can act as a pressure release valve. And it helps us avoid a total mental breakdown, right? We should be expecting those speed bumps that life throws at us, and we just keep on moving forward. All right, well, let's jump into today's Nostalgia Vault. Today's news and birthdays are for November 12th. And we are starting back in 1966. That's when Buzz Aldrin, take a look at this, he took the very first space selfie, a photo of himself performing an extravehicular activity in space during the Gemini 12 mission. And later this week in 1996, that's when the movie Space Jam, well, it hit theaters and it brought Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny together. The crossover we didn't know that we needed, and I'm still not sure that we do. And as much as I love Mike, as you know, I've still never seen this movie. And then finally on this date in 2021, an LA judge ruled to end Britney Spears' conservatorship, which had controlled almost all aspects of her life for 14 years. Well, happy birthday to you. Today is your birthday. You share it with some Hollywood royalty this week, okay? Actress Anne Hathaway, she's 43 today. Actor that taught us that we are enough, Ryan Gosling, he's 44 today. Then the first perfect 10 scorer, Nadia Comaneci, she's 64 today. Legendary musician Neil Young, 79 today. Voice you'd know anywhere, Al Michaels, 81 today. And the late Grace Kelly was born on this date in 1929. Now, the number one song on this date back in 1981 was Private Eyes by Daryl Hall and John Oates. Man, did those guys have some great songs. Now, this catchy pop rock classic, it spent 2 weeks at number one. It was playful, but it had a sneaky message that someone's always watching. That's not creepy at all. Well, the music video was classic 80s with trench coats, magnifying glasses, and mustaches that could have solved crimes probably all on their own. Well, from private eyes to personal insight, let's dive into today's book review. We are now in chapter 8, which is entitled The Right Decision Often Feels Wrong, in Mel Robbins' book, The Let Them Theory. Now, Mel reminds us that the right choices in life often don't feel comfortable. In fact, they can feel downright wrong. She writes, quote, "Your mind craves safety, not growth. So when you're making a decision that moves you forward, expect fear to show up," end quote. Now, Robbins explains that our brains interpret uncertainty as danger. That's why even positive changes, new jobs, healthier boundaries, bold conversations, they can trigger anxiety. And it's not a sign you're making a mistake, it's proof that you're evolving. Now, she uses the metaphor of a muscle. Every time you resist the urge to play it safe, you strengthen your decision muscle, okay? The key is not waiting for the fear to disappear, but taking action despite it. Now, Robbins calls this, quote, acting through the wobble, okay? She also suggests creating a decision anchor. It's a personal phrase or an image that reminds you why you're choosing growth over being comfortable, okay? Something like, this discomfort means I'm expanding, right? Her insight here is growth rarely comes dressed in confidence. It usually shows up disguised as self-doubt. But if you trust your instincts, time will reveal that what felt wrong was actually right. Okay, here is your hump day takeaway. The right path often feels shaky. That's how you know you're walking forward and not standing still. So, on this happy hour day, raise a glass to courage, to growth, and maybe even making the uncomfortable choice to move yourself forward. You've earned it. Well, thanks for tuning in to Morning Serial today, and as always, until next time, have a fantastic day. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Morning Serial podcast on the One Life Live It channel. You can find more episodes and videos by visiting our YouTube channel and the website at Sean Inglis and at SeanInglis.com, where you can also follow our other podcasts, the Mr. and Mrs. Inglis podcast and the Life Happens podcast. In these other podcasts, we'll dive deeper into everyday issues, self-improvement and well-being, business and finance, and we welcome special guests too. So join us. It'll be a good time, I promise. Thanks again for listening. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow.